I just made this 2-minute song in less than 43 seconds, and over the next few weeks, watch me turn this joke into a money printing machine. The plan is simple. YouTube Shorts are currently getting around 2.1 trillion views a month. And since I'm the undisputed YouTube Shorts GOAT, which was actually verified by YouTube themselves in this very real DM they sent me, I thought to myself, what if I plug this song into a bunch of channels and try to make this thing go viral to prove that not only can I blow up channels, but also music? I have way too much time. Now, to actually make this song was pretty simple. I looked around YouTube for copyright-free music that anybody could play in the back of their videos. And after quite a few skips and stinkers, I finally came across this one right here. Vivaldi. Now, I'm sure most, if not all of you, have heard this sound before. Yeah, you get what I mean. What does this actually have to do with me making my own song? At all. Well, since I enjoyed the sound of how this song sounded, mixed with the fact that it's a 400-year-old banger that no one's talking about anymore, I realized that this could be my chance to blow up a song that no one's listened to in decades. The only problem is I don't know the first thing about making a song. So I looked for an AI that did it for me. Yes, AI's taking over. I don't give a fuck. So I pasted the song I found in, and within a few seconds, I got this. That is a banger. So now is where it starts. Over the next 7 days, I'm gonna set a goal of hitting 10 million views on this specific song, which is pretty ambitious, but I have a few ways that we can do this. Option number 1 is paid promotion. I'm not really trying to drop 100K on promotions just to prove to myself that I shouldn't end it all. Option 2 is plugging the song into the back of viral shorts channels. And I think I have the perfect way to do this. I obviously own a YouTube Shorts mentorship program, and thankfully a ton of people in there are doing extremely well, which means I can hopefully plug my song into their channels to blow this thing up. As you can see, we are in the YouTube Portal Discord server. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to announcements over here and pretty much put up a post getting people to volunteer for this challenge. And I have students anywhere from 1,000 views a day who just started to like 10 million views a day. So this should be pretty interesting. After making that announcement, all I could really do was wait for students of mine to start pouring in, ideally wanting to participate. I mean, the whole goal here was to keep this as tax-free as possible and get the views from inside the house, for lack of better terms. All right, it's been a day since I put out this announcement. I've gotten quite a few tickets from this very specifically. As you can see, this is one channel as example from one of my students. This might be a banger to add in. Another channel over here, he just recently started it. Here's another student's channel, over 600,000 subscribers. I'm low-key excited and stressed out at the same time because we have so many channels and I'm gonna have to track all of these videos. Oh man, I hope this works. I really hope we can make this go viral. And why not just to add a little bit of sauce in here, if we don't get 10 million views in the next 7 days with my song, I'll give away $1,000 to someone watching this video because it's fine. Money's free. Money's not real. And this shit grows on trees. All right, so I've spent the last couple of days assembling the Avengers for this challenge, completely made up of students from my program. And I also just got sent the first video from someone who's participating in this challenge. So I'm excited to take a look.
This pilot lost his engine mid-flight with no airport nearby, forcing him to emergency land on this.
This is like a perfect example of how the music is being used, and the editing on this video is insane. Over the next 7 days, I am confident of our goal of hitting 10 million views on videos using our music. I want to become a famous musician and just make a shit ton of money. I'm not gonna lie. Another thing I forgot to mention was the fact that people use music deals on shorts, which is when you add a sound in the back of your short and get paid anywhere from 15 to 50 cents per 1,000 views. So this is also a pretty interesting way of seeing how much music performs when you stick it in the back of shorts. Anyways, now that we have everything ready to go, it's time to start cooking over these next 7 days and see how all these channels start to perform. Here is where the clock really started ticking. All the students were assembled and the Avengers were ready for posting time. There was really nothing much else to do apart from just let them cook. As you can see, one of the first videos posted on the student's channel is a 1 out of 10 using this song. Bro, it has 32,000 views in 20 hours. Best performing video by far out of any other video on the channel. And low-key, I think this has a chance of going viral, bro. Let me just play this for you.
If someone gives you this thing that looks like a sausage, don't try to eat it. This is called cattail.
Bro, this cooks. This song just works so perfectly. Oh my god. I want to spice things up a little bit. What all of these people in my program don't know is that I'm going to be getting them to compete against each other. Whoever gets the most views at the end of the week is going to win $1,000. I think this is going to add that competitive element, which will make them want to grind harder to make my song go viral. This is literally Puppet Master definition. After day 1 wrapped up, we were low-key in a way worse position than I had expected, only really getting around like 50,000 views across all channels combined. When posting on like one singular short channel, I understand when a video doesn't necessarily go viral, but the point of this was to maximize my chances by like 5 to 10x with the amount of channels I was using, therefore 10 times the chance of going viral. Yeah, I didn't really do the math in my head. So I kept my head down and let this ride into day 2 and 3, where I honestly started thinking that things were gonna change for the better. My spirits were high, to say the least. Some of the accounts posting the videos with my song in the background are actually getting some pretty decent views that add up if you consider that they're posting once or even multiple times a day. And with a combination of every single channel that's posting with our music right now, this is how many views we have, just to update the scoreboard. And I'm not really happy with this yet for us being on day 3. So I think what I'm gonna start doing now is going ahead, finding random shorts channels that have hella subscribers, emailing them with a really good proposition, and hopefully we can plug our song into some really viral channels that could potentially have a pretty good impact on this challenge. But what I low-key schemed behind the scenes without you guys seeing is adding another one of my students' channels, which actually seems to be cooking insanely well. Yeah, let me just play the videos for you guys.
When a little kid was using a crosswalk, a car passed by without giving her the right of way.
I think this will be like a big mover for the challenge. Anyways, we only have 2 days left before this challenge is completely over. Okay, let's figure this shit out. But now is where crunch time really started. We were on day 4 going into day 5, and all I had to show for it was a few channels getting a mediocre amount of views. So I put my fries in the bag and just locked in. But by doing this, I lost track of time, slowly creeping into day 7 with not that much to show for it, apart from the fact that I learned how to do like a semi split. Alright, so it's been 7 days since we started this entire challenge, and I have some good news and some bad news. Let's start off with the bad news first, because I always like to depress myself on a Thursday afternoon. So the big channels that I found that I tried to reach out to, well, none of them gave me a response. Trust me, this is like a very, very common occurrence, so I'm not too surprised. Now, what is the good news? Well, as you guys remember from the beginning, I plugged this song into a few of my students' channels from the program where they pretty much learned how to start YouTube Shorts in the first place. One thing I saw across a lot of these channels using the song is that the videos that used my song got a bit more views on average than the rest.
I take all the credit for that. That has nothing to do with how good the video is, in my opinion.
Joking aside though, it actually got really good when I woke up this morning. See, I added my song into one more student's channel. His first video with the song got over 690,000 views. But what really kind of shakes this entire thing up is that the second video that he used with the song got 1.7 million views. And you're like, okay, maybe it popped, maybe it did okay, like who really cares? Where it really gets cool is where you see this guy got 1 million views in the first 10 hours of the video being posted. So just from those 2 videos, we've raked in over 3 million views in just 2 days. And amongst everything else, you can see the counter of what we hit up here. And keep in mind, these are all students from my program, the YouTube portal. I didn't use any random shorts channels from people I didn't know. I didn't pay for any promo from anybody. This is pure ingrown talent from the lab that we have cooking privately. So if this is something that you'd be interested in, my team and I took a couple hours to make a quiz that I linked in the description to pretty much guide you in the perfect direction to start printing bank with YouTube Shorts. This might sound so random, but the challenge ended yesterday and I just woke up to the most insane message I have ever seen from one of the students, Forviator, who participated, showing me that his video got 4 fucking million views in 15 18 hours using the sound, bro. 700,000 views per hour at its peak and hit 5 million views in 18 hours. But that was literally just the start of it, because that video is now sitting at well over 10 million views from one single YouTube short. That just goes to show the perfect example of how shorts work so perfectly for you. But high key, it's not even just him who went absolutely crazy. Looking back at most of the channels after the 7 days were over, pretty much all of their shorts that were stuck at a couple 100K during the 7-day challenge blew up to like millions and millions of views each. So if I were to combine all of the channels and views up to today as I'm filming this, my song has gotten like 30 million views in a week and a half. I'm just him. I'm high-key him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just high-key him. This still does technically mean that I failed the challenge though, so one of you watching this is going to get $1,000, even though I did low-key succeed. All you have to do is follow my Instagram and tell me what you liked about the video, and I got you. Now, originally, I was just gonna pick the most successful student who participated to give the $1,000 prize to, but after 2 of like the many people that we worked with absolutely popped off, I think the prize low-key has to be split. But instead of splitting it 500 and 500, we work like big bosses around here, and thanks to you guys watching these videos, we're both gonna get $1,000, bro. I'm just such a nice guy. I'm so nice even that you should subscribe and follow me. I'm just so